Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024's launch has been a complete disaster. And the thing is, I'm going to say this right now, I enjoyed the last Microsoft Flight Simulator and my console had no problems running that game. And keep in mind, I'm playing on an Xbox Series X. Now, what you're seeing on screen is me simply waiting and waiting for the game to let me play in free flight. I really enjoyed the original, so I thought for sure I'm going to delete the original and download this new one because this new one's going to be more badass because it's going to have more better graphics, more better technology, and all this other stuff. I'm also going to come out and say that I'm not really playing this for like the whole idea of like, oh, I'm like, I want to become a pilot or something. I'm simply playing this for fun. I enjoy flying over places I know. I like exploring new places. However, the launch of this game has to be one of the most. I've never experienced anything like this. When you get a game, and keep in mind, I got this game for free. You know what I mean? I got this game for free, but I can't even launch the game. I can't even play the game to review it. The developers behind the game have made a statement regarding the launch of this game and how much of a disaster it was. We have worked hard with our partners, including Azorbo and others, to bring you an amazing sim experience. The excitement for the sim today has been overwhelming, but we encountered an issue with one of our services handling the new systems in the game, like career mode and various missions. The server responsible for handling data requests got overloaded, causing delays and errors. As a result, players are experiencing long loading times and missing content like aircraft. We have solved the issues and are now bringing players in a steady pace. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience. We will keep you updated on our social channels, forums, and website. Thank you very much for all your feedback and support. Now look, I'm going to say this right now. I have still not been able to load into this game. And now I'm going to say this right now. I was very impressed with the first Microsoft Flight Simulator back in 2020. I think that's when it came out. I think I played it a bit after that. I think I played it back around like 2021. But I'm going to say it again, I really enjoyed the game. And I'm not like an actual like person, like I want to get the true pilot experience. I'm just someone that wants to fly around places I know and explore new places. Because again, me personally, I have an interest in geography and stuff like this. I've always liked it. You get what I mean? It's a fun pastime. However, with this game, I haven't even been able to load once. And the excuse it keeps giving me is that my bandwidth is too low and they're going to degrade like the world or the graphics or whatever, like the world streaming. And I'm recording this now. I've just played the game. I managed to actually load into the game, which is just completely shocking. It took me a little while and it's blaming my network for basically how long it's been taken. However, I mean, like a few hours ago, I wasn't able to load in completely. I waited there for like at least an hour or so and I just never loaded in. So I thought, I'll exit the game. I want to keep bringing this up. I'm playing on an Xbox Series X. Like, surely that is enough. And I understand that network and stuff this applies also. But like, I play any other game and the network is completely fine. I'm playing this game and I gotta say, like, I'm feeling quite disappointed, if I'm kind of honest with you. Like, the stuff that is running in my game is not running like it's supposed to. And yes, I know people are gonna keep bringing up the fact that, oh, hey, bro, you're probably running on potato Wi-Fi and stuff like this. But still, I played the original and the original one had like some of those beautiful views, had the most beautiful graphics. And I'm playing this one and it it looks terrible. Like, it just, I don't know. Hopefully this is not a problem that only I'm experiencing and then this video kind of goes to waste, because I'm seeing all these people play online and they're playing on these ultra PCs. I'm playing on a simple Xbox Series X. Surely that is enough. This is an Xbox exclusive game. Surely that is enough. Come on now. When the textures do load in, it is on the same level as the first game. However, there are a few differences. Number one, I've noticed that the lighting is a lot better in this version. I can't lie. The lighting in this version is a lot better. So that's like, it's good. You know what I mean? The lighting's good. However, the graphics themselves, it's not really up to the first game's par. And I understand it's because like the whole world streaming and stuff like this. I'm trying to get like live, data. But even I'm kind of here like, it just doesn't, it doesn't feel as good as, it doesn't look as good as well as the first game. And I don't want to come off as overly critical because I mean, I see all these people online and they're raving about how good this game is. And I'm like, it must be my own personal experience then, surely. But I'm kind of curious to know if anyone else is having these problems like me, like where the world isn't loading in fully, is complaining about how slow your Wi-Fi is. And keep in mind, like I've tested out the Wi-Fi and stuff like this. And I don't know. I have no clue what to think of this game, to be kind of honest with you. The launch of the game was rough. And I'm not going to hold it against the game. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, your launch was like garbage or stuff like this. Because, number one, they did come out and say, them personally, that they were kind of like, they didn't expect so many people to like want to play the game. So like the servers were kind of overloaded. Completely fine. You know what I mean? Completely fine. And number two is also that this is just such a big game that it's not going to run smoothly for everyone else. You kind of get what I mean? Like someone playing on an ultra processor PC, I don't know, epic cool PC or whatever, compared to my my Xbox Series X, it's not going to run the same. It's not going to run the same. And I'm not angry about that, but I mean, compared to the first game where everything would look pretty accurate to real life, again, the layout was 100% accurate. So impressive. It's so impressive they've done that. However, like the graphics in terms of like the build and stuff, not the most accurate, but then like, it's like it feels real. It's basically real life, you know what I mean? And in this one, the only thing I can see that's a major improvement is the lighting. Besides that, there isn't really much for me to kind of go on here. Maybe the textures haven't loaded in for me yet, but I don't know, fellas. Like it's just, it doesn't feel, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good as the first one. Like the cars also, like there's cars like flying, like driving on the ground, and they look the exact same as the first game. You know what I mean? I was thinking that like there'd be like more like a kind of liveliness to it. Maybe I was wrong. Again, I don't care about that type of stuff. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't care a single bit about stuff like that. Where I do have a problem is where it feels like a downgrade from the first game. Because the first game was such a technical marvel, you know what I mean? That had like this new like satellite photo imagery of like what the real world looks like. And then you come to this game and it's like it has all this new technology. So you think this game would be a lot more better. However, it's struggling to load in for me. It's struggling to load a lot of these places. And it's the first game was so immersive as well. The first game was so immersive. And it's kind of to the point now where I'm considering like leaving this game and going back to the original, because the original one was just so good. And then I have this one where it's not nearly as good. There's a lot of elements where I can definitely picture it being a lot better. And there's new aircrafts, there's new like location. I mean, not so much locations, but there's more details, I guess, in this one. And it's a tiny bit more accurate for the textures than the first game, which is good. It's good. But it's just not really, to me, like, it's none of it's loading for me. None of it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as smooth as the first game. It feels very sluggish. And I don't know. I was really excited for this game because I remember seeing like it first like being announced. I was like, oh hell, like that's really cool. This game is going to come out and it's going to be a major improvement on the first game. Again, you didn't really need to improve the first game all that much because the first game was really good. And then this game comes out and it's just not nearly as good as the first one. Like it's a tad bit disappointing in a few areas. Like number one, it's just not loading. Number two, like it takes so long to join in and stuff like this. Again, I'm running this on the Xbox Series X, and I know I keep repeating this, but it should be like a next gen experience. I shouldn't be waiting this long. Textures should be loaded in for me, and when they do, it looks good. But there is a but. Unfortunately, it feels just like it just feels like a texture upgrade from the first game to the point where I'm like, well, was there any reason why this needed to like be this way? You know what I mean? Again, I'm better off just playing the first game, to kind of tell you the truth. There was nothing really wrong with the first game. And then you have this game and it just doesn't feel nearly as nearly as polished, if you will. Especially seeing as the first game was so polished. And like, yes, granted, not everything would like. I can say this right now. One thing that was so good about the first game, I had no problems with it. I had no like technical difficulties. I had none of this. But with this game, I've had quite a few. Again, one example is that I fly a plane and I get a tiny bit close to the ground, not a lot, and it just says I crashed. You know, it stops me from flying, and it just says, "Oh yeah, you crashed." Which again, I'm like, okay, okay, fair enough. I crashed. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna say this right now. One thing that I've kind of noticed about this game, it feels a lot more accurate to real life. You know what I mean? The textures are good. You know what I mean? It feels more accurate. However, this whole world streaming is completely laggy and completely buggy, and it keeps saying my bandwidth is the problem. And I'm like, I don't think it is, because I've checked my Wi-Fi. It's running completely smooth, and I have no problems with other games. It's just this one, and like, I understand because it's such a technical marvel that like I have to be running on like a really good Wi-Fi and stuff like this, which kind of sucks, because I like to think that if I have a certain console or stuff like this, it'll kind of do it for me. Again, I'm not a technical like whiz kid. I don't know. I don't really understand a lot of it. But surely just having a good enough console, surely having like a decent amount of decent Wi-Fi, I would say, you know what I mean, good Wi-Fi, would be enough for the game to run smoothly. And again, I understand that this game in the future is going to have a whole bunch of new updates, but I don't know, compared to the first game, this one does feel like a bit of a letdown. Please let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just me personally. But if anyone else is having problems with Microsoft Flight Simulator, let me know down in the comments below and tell me your experience with this game. And I'll definitely make a second review of the game if anything gets better, or maybe even worse, or just doesn't change at all. I'll still make a second video on this game because it is very interesting to me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, bye guys.